Garage Brewing, Homebrew Wednesday, number 1. Welcome to Garage Brewing. My name is Tom, and I'd like to show you how our brewery works. On a typical brew day, my brew partner Brad and I will brew 2 60-liter batches of beer that will split into 4 30-liter fermenters. Our 3-tier gravity fed system starts with a 50-liter stainless steel hot liquor tank that drains into a 50-liter stainless steel mash tun that's foam and wood insulated. The inside lid of the mash tun has a 3/8 inch by 10-foot soft copper coil that has a series of small holes drilled into it that allows us to gently rinse the grains after mashing. This mash tun design has been working out very well, and we've been able to hold temperatures within about 1 degree for 90 minutes with no trouble at all. Our first batch today is a rye pilsner, and we're just checking the clarity of the first runnings. Here you can see there are no grains and no husks in even the first pour. It's looking very clear already, and we'll dump this back into the mash tun and probably repeat this 4 or 5 times. That's a 5-liter measuring cup there, so total we're probably recirculating 20 to 30 liters. That's pretty clear. That's good. We recirculate carefully by hand. Our green bed is fairly well set, so I'm not too worried about churning up the mash at this point. After just 3 or 4 pitchers full, our wort is running very clear, so we'll finish this 5 liters off, dump it back in the mash tun, and we'll get ready to transfer to the boil kettle. Though our hot liquor tank and mash tun are both 50 liters, our boil kettle is closer to 72 liters. With 60-liter batches, this gives us lots of room to prevent boilovers and manage our hop additions. Here you can see the inside lid of the mash tun and water flowing from our hot liquor tank gently on top of the grains. By controlling the flow rate from the hot liquor tank as well as what's flowing out of the mash tun into the boil kettle, we can achieve a pretty even rinsing of the grains, as well as pause at any point if we want to raise the gravity just a little bit. Here's a wider shot of our boil kettle. It's very big. That stick you see standing is our measuring stick. Right now we've got about 60 liters of wort in the kettle, and you can see there's lots of room on top to prevent boilover. There's some hot break beginning to form now, and we'll start skimming that off. As we achieve a full boil, we'll start the clock and start preparing for our hop additions. This is a new recipe for us, a bog rye pilsner. It's pilsner, carapils, and about 5 pounds of rye malt, hopped only with Saaz hops. As well, in the last 5 minutes of the boil, we're adding about 20 bags of sweet Gale tea, also known as bog myrtle. I'm not sure how this will work. Check back in about a month or so and we'll crack one open. With the boil going, we can clean out the mash tun and get ready for our second beer of the day. With about 50 minutes left in the boil, we'll add some Irish moss and we'll insert our immersion chiller. After cooling and about 5 minutes of whirlpooling, we'll split this batch into 2 30-liter fermenters. You can see how light and clear this pilsner is. And here's a look at the pumpkin ale from later that day. A much richer color, a little bit cloudier. Hopefully some of that will fall away during fermentation and perhaps secondary time. This is a new toy for us. It's a small aeration stone attached to a regulator and small portable oxygen tank. The pumpkin ale is kind of murky and it's hard to see what's going on, so here's a close-up shot I took the night before inside a glass of water. If nothing else, the aeration stone is kind of cool. We'll have to wait and see what sort of effect it has. We've been making some pretty big beers lately, 1060s and more, but our final gravities haven't been as low as I'd liked and there's been a lot of residual sweetness. Hopefully by aerating with some oxygen for about a minute or so, we'll help our yeasts attenuate a bit better. And finally we'll pitch the yeast. Brad and I both used Safale US04. Another brew is done. It looks like the oxygen experiment worked because just 3 hours later, before we'd even cleaned up properly, we already had airlock action on both fermenters. Thanks very much for checking out Garage Brewing, Homebrew Wednesday #1. Bye for now.